damn, that's sharp. I don't like that, but down there it's powdery.
Something's been going down in this hole right here. Get that big one in the back.
No, it's got powder
Okay.
on it.
Watch where you step. Oh, big old bees on these.
It won't hurt nothing. I know the camera's off. Well, I'm just talking to you. Doing this like this.
Zoom in on these bees.
Doing this like this, they go back.
Big old bumblebee. Bumblebee's going to get aggravated.
No, they ain't gonna bother them.
Could move over to that next bunch because that one's got a lot of stuff in it.
Mosquito.
I'd say scissors would work better.
Yeah, that's what I said. That. I'm sure I'm not getting that bees with it.
How much of it do you need?
As much as I can get.
All them bees. You want to go up to the next one?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get this right here.
Because it's full of bees.
I know it. I'm not hurting the bees. They know it.
What'd you do?
I think I stuck that in.
You want to start on another bag?
Yeah, in just a second. Okay, let's start the other bag.
What'd you say this stuff was?
Goldenrod.
Yep, no good.
So you don't want that.
Okay, let me turn it off.
Yeah, until we get it back on this. Okay, it may be.
Move on.
Yeah, turn it on.
Those look brown.
Yeah, I want you to turn that on and let me show this. So it's brown. They can't hear me, but I'll show this like this. That's a no-no. See, they won't be up that long.
Yeah.
Okay?
Them bugs or bees or something getting me.
And I'm the one that's over here with them.
Trying to find my ears and everything. Go around the other side right here. Right around the other side. I don't think you're gonna get much right here. What about them purple flowers right there?
I'm just getting these right now. There's not enough purple ones to do. If I run across any yarrow or there's another one I forget.
Damn. What the hell all these bees are?
Okay, one more. That should be good.
Okay, now we're out of here.
Okay, I'm back home, so I'm going to take this, the flowers, goldenrod, off. I'm stripping it off of the stems. Thanks, honey. And putting them in here. And if you're wondering how I'm doing this, I will show you real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just taking these off, holding the tips, and just running my fingers off, and then pulling the tip off. I'll do a couple of them so that you can see. Just running across, taking the tip off, and see, it looks like this. So it's just easy to pull one off, strip it down. It's like this. You use the leaves and the flowers. Okay, so I'm halfway. I've gotten all those stems off of it. And let's see how many is in here. So I got quite a bit. This is half of it. I'm gonna go put this in the dehydrator and then I'll do the other half. Okay, so now I will get these, put them in the dehydrator. And if you're gonna do this, it's best to cut you out a piece of 100% cotton cloth, like a sheet or a pillowcase. Just make sure it's 100% cotton, because it still breathes, it lets the air flow through, but when these dry, it will keep them from falling through. You want to put anything in the middle like this, just so that they don't fall in the middle, and then you can move them once you get everything into place. It doesn't matter if they're on top of each other, because they'll dry down really, really small. And I'll dry these like on about 110, maybe 115, no more than 115. It just depends when you're doing flowers and stuff, how delicate they are. The more delicate, the less heat you want on them. And I'm just kind of getting them all on the edge. You can see right there. So like I say, they will dry down to nothing. Well, you know what I mean. And so I will clear this off, keep them from falling in the middle, just like that. And I will place another one on. Put the same lid in the middle. And start the next one. I will do this until I get them all done. And they won't need a whole long time to dry. I'll keep an eye on them. And I'll come back in just a little bit and let you know about how long I'll probably have them on. Okay, so I've got both dehydrators with a Goldenrod. Dehydrating on 105 Fahrenheit, and the other one, the same thing, 105 Fahrenheit, and I'll check it at about 4 hours. Okay, so they are done in the dehydrator. It's all of the trays and here, and then I will jar it up in this half-gallon jar. Then I've got these two little ones. Hopefully they'll all fit in these. If not, hopefully they will. Okay, so the Goldenrod is all dried and jarred, and I won't be doing the tincture or the infusion today because I ran out of jars, so that'll have to wait, but I am giving you the recipe so that you can make yours. Mystical Love and Light here. Okay, so I've made me some notes on recipes and stuff like that. Now, I have run out of jars, so I'm going to give you the recipes. You can make it, but I don't have any jars to make it for you to see, but I'm going to tell you how to do it. But first of all, I want to say, before you make any kind of herbal tinctures or salves or any of these things, the infusions, whatever it is, always check with your doctor. If you're on any kind of medications or you have certain illnesses or diseases, always check with them first, okay? Always check with them first. I myself make, you know, what I need. Obviously, you see this all back here, but I don't have any kind of issues, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, no kidney, liver, lungs issues, no nothing, okay? So if you have any health issues, check with your doctor first. So right before this, I had put on there the warning and the cautions. I wanted you to read that first before, you know, we get into anything else, okay? So I have made my notes so that I would not forget. I may go over or repeat what I've already typed in as I was doing the video. Uses for the goldenrod. So these are several ways that you can use the goldenrod. You can use it as a tincture. You can use it as a tea. You can use it as a salve. You can make soap, infused oil. Did I already say that? I think I already said that. Our lotion bars, okay? So there are quite a few different things. Now, I'll tell you how to do the tinctures. I'll tell you how to do the tea. I'll tell you how to do the infusion oil and the salve, but I no longer make homemade soaps. So if you pretty much go back in some of my videos where I make the soaps, where I explain how to do the soaps, all you have to do is say, like the one that I did with chamomile or lavender, just replace it with the goldenrod, okay? So let's see what I have not mentioned yet. Okay, so goldenrod, that'll be as I talk and try to remember things that how you know you can use them for. You can use it to reduce pain and swelling, you know, like inflammation. It's a diuretic to increase urine flow. So some people have issues with that. So this actually helps with increasing the urine flow and to stop muscle spasms, okay? Now, the things I'm going to go over with you is not like all of them. So I want you to comment in the comment section on how you use it, and then that way other viewers can also learn from you. Okay? So the goldenrod, it also is a respiratory herb. It helps if you're having respiratory issues. It is good for urinary tract infections, anti-inflammatory herb. It's a wound. I hate to use the word Healer because a lot of channels their videos are being taken down. So also too, as I'm doing this, I may hesitate on certain words just so my video don't get taken down, but it helps to heal your wounds. The tincture, it's like so easy to make. It is unreal. Because say I just don't have the 3 jars I had, filled those, and I used a wooden spoon and packed those bottles down to get them in, because that's all that I had was just the three jars. Okay, so let me see what my next note is. So as I put in there before, the goldenrod also too is also known by European goldenrod. It's also known as the Canadian goldenrod. So the early goldenrod and Canadian goldenrod is the one that's used mostly here in the area, you know, that I'm in North America. So I'm in Tennessee, and it grows abundantly, but you have just a small window when you're going to harvest it, because end of summer into the spring is when it blooms, and that's when you want to get it, because it doesn't stay bloom for a whole long time. If you start seeing it turn yellow, it's already too late to get that. Make sure you don't get any that has like a powdery mildew, looks like it's got spots on it. Don't forage that, okay? So when you see it, that's the best time. And Drew just tagged me in something, but I can't see it because I'm doing this video. So Drew, when you watch this, sorry sis, I couldn't check to see what you tagged me in, obviously. So the goldenrod too, in Germany, they used it also for kidney and bladder inflammation. I'm just shooting random things out there to you. You can prepare it for an infusion with the flowers, the goldenrod flowers, and it also aids with it's an aid to help your liver and gastrointestine also. So if you have lots of gases and stuff, this helps. All right. Some of the uses, the medicinal uses, it removes excess mucus from the respiratory tract. It's an anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. It's an astringent. Relieves, well, that's where I tell you where, like if you have a lot of gases too, it'll get rid of it. It causes respiration. So if you have, I don't know the medical terms or nothing like that, but some people, you know, where they need to sweat more to get their body cleansed and things like that, that this helps to do that, okay? It heals wounds. So what you can do is like I forget what the word is. I'll come across it in a minute because I wrote it down. But you can say, like if you have a wound, you can get some of those flowers with some of the leaves. When I refer to the leaves, I refer to the younger leaves that's right underneath the flowers, not the bigger ones. And you can use that and put it in some, like pack it in coconut oil and make kind of like a little pad or a ball. And say like if you have a cut, you can like pack it on, kind of, Band-Aid's not the right word, but just kind of pack it on there, and that will help it a whole lot. And it'll help so that no bacteria gets in it or anything. I had a mosquito bite me on my back of my neck right here, and I keep like trying to scratch it. It's exceptional at alleviating upper respiratory congestion stemming from allergies, sinuses, flu, the common cold. So anytime you feel any of that, whether you're making a tincture, whether you're, you know, you can make it a tincture, you can make it an elixir. One's just stronger, the tincture's the strongest one. So that's the one I'm going to tell you how to make. You can also add some sage to the flowers, and you can gargle with it, you know, with some like warm water, let it soak in, you know, and you can combine it together, and you can make that an infusion. So when you combined it with the warm water, and then let it steep for just a little bit, 5 minutes, how long, it's because you want it to pull that out, and you can gargle with it. So, and that will soothe your throat, thrush, or laryngitis. Okay. You can, it'll help with your digestive tract, any diarrhea and inflammation you have going on in your body. Okay, the word I was trying to think of a while ago to pack it, it was poultice, P-O-U-L-T-I-C-E. So you want to apply that to the wound, you know, with the coconut oil to kind of like pack it on there, cover it. And the flowers, you want to like crush it up some, because when you crush it up, then it works a whole lot better. It can help with, I don't want to keep using the word T-R-E-A-T or T-R-E-A-T-M-E-N-T, because the algorithm will pick up those words. So it will help with that for sores, burns, skin irritations, open wounds. So because it's a natural antimicrobial, and it inhibits the growth of bacteria. So, and remember, when you make tinctures, you keep them in, or even in the infused oil, you keep them in a cool, dark place, and they'll last a lifetime. Okay. Right now, while I have my jars that I showed you earlier in the video, I've got those vacuum sealed to make sure, you know, they stay the freshest they can until I get more jars, which won't be till next week to payday. So I don't want to hold off a whole week, especially if the cool season is coming on. So you want to make sure you use the flowering heads. You know, once them flowers start to bloom and they're that nice bright yellow color, and the leaves, those nice smaller leaves underneath it are, you know, are good. The stems I get rid of because they're not worth messing with. There's not much in it to mess with, at least that I'm aware of. If you're aware of something different, please comment below. Let's see what else I put on here. So you want to make sure you which I already said this, but you want to harvest starting late summer or into the early fall. Now, some people will think because of the way it looks in an abundance that it's bad on your allergies, but actually it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Some people get goldenrod mixed up with ragweed. Ragweed will cause your allergies to be inflamed. Goldenrod is the opposite, and it works to help you with your allergy symptoms. Okay. Also, goldenrod is good for UTI, which I had mentioned earlier. You can create the salves and the ointment, just depending on how you want to use it. If you want to make the tincture so that you can drink it, do you want to make the oil, the infusion oil, so that you can rub it on your pains and your aches and your arthritis and your aching muscles and all of that? Or do you want to make it a salve so that you can use it for your lips if they're getting dried? You can use it on, you know, a wound or something. You can rub it, you know, on it. There's so many uses for it. Okay, the tincture, the goldenrod tincture, I'm not going to type it in. It's a lot to type in, so I'm going to go over it. So don't message me on the recipe. I'm telling you how. You may have to keep replaying it several times and write it down, okay? You fill a small jar, and fill a small jar around 1/2 to 3/4 of the way with chopped fresh flowers, okay? Fresh flowers. If you're using dried flowers, like I dried all of mine, because I could use it, I could have used some of it fresh, but since I didn't have extra jars, I can make it, so I wanted to make sure that I dehydrated it so that I could vacuum seal it and keep it fresh until I could get to it. Okay, let's start over after I've said that. You fill a small jar around 1/2 to 3/4 of the way with chopped fresh flowers. If you're using dried, fill the jar only about 1/4 to 1/2, because once it gets wet, you know, it's going to take up more room. Okay, so, and a few leaves are okay. Like I say, if you got leaves in there, that's fine. That's fine, use them, okay? So it's okay to include those too. And then you're going to pour, now this is because of the tincture, you're going to pour a high proof alcohol such as vodka or brandy. Myself will be vodka, because I'm not going to go buy 2 different kind, and vodka is normally some that I will use on tincture, so that I just stick to that. So you pour the alcohol until the jar is filled, okay? And then you just wait a little bit and make sure that stays filled, because like I say, if it's dried, it's going to soak up. You can get you a wooden spoon and you can push down the flowers and leaves. Make sure it's underneath the liquid, okay? You're going to cap it, you're going to label it, and you're going to store it in a cool, dark place for 4 to 6 weeks, so around 45 days. And then you're going to strain it, and then that way when you need it, you have it. Because if you're sick with a cold and you want to make your tincture, you're going to have to wait 45 days. So you make it ahead of time, you keep it in a cool, dry place, because it's going to last. You don't have to worry about it going bad if you follow the recipe. And then if you do get sick or you need it, you have it, okay? Now, when to take it or how to take it, you take it 2 to 3 times a day, okay? So, the dose can be up to 2 milliliters 2 or 3 times a day, alrighty? All right, so with that one being said, we're gonna go to the tea, the Goldenrod tea. Now, the tea is often used to flush out kidney stones or even mild bladder infections, UTIs. It's a diuretic. It makes you pee a lot, so make sure you're not drinking this tea right before bedtime, or you're gonna be up all night taking a piss. If you're my age, you're gonna be up all night anyway taking a piss, okay? So, and again, like I say, anytime you're gonna do any of this, to take any of it, check with your doctor if you have any kind of medical issues, okay? So, the recipe, all right. Use around 2 tablespoons of fresh flowers per 1 cup of water. Now, if you're using dried flowers, use half as much. So, like 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of water. That's for the dried. Okay, you're going to cover it. You're going to steep it for 15 to 20 minutes before you strain it. If you want to add a little bit of honey to it, that's fine. Whatever you decide, if you want to use it or not. Okay? So a lot of people have those little tea brown little strainer thingies. They can put it in there, close it up, and just stick it in there, wait 15-20 minutes, and voila, you got it. Very simple. Okay, so and if you want to chop up those blooms also, you can. I dehydrated all of mine, like I say, because I didn't have any extra jars to make anything right now. So now let's see here. I think I already went over that one. Okay, so on the tincture, you want to take it between meals. Okay, take it between your meals. And the time to make the tincture, the days, like I said before, 45 days. If you want, if you think you need it in 42 days, if you get sick and there's just a few days separating, go ahead and use it. Okay, but try to keep it 45 days. Okay, so the ingredients for the let's see, I already went over the tincture, so I don't need that one. That's for the tincture. Okay, so the infused oil. Now remember, the infused oil is good for the outside of your body. The tincture is good to take for the inside of the body. The oil is to rub on the outside of your body. Okay, so you're gonna fill the jar a fourth to a half of the way with dried. Now, the oil you want to use dried. Don't use fresh. Use dried. That way it don't go rancid on you or anything. So you're going to fill a jar a quarter to a half of the way with dried flowers, along with the leaves if you have the leaves in it. You're going to pour the oil. The oil that's best to use, you can use sunflower oil, you can use sweet almond oil, or you can use the virgin olive oil. So whatever is the cheapest to purchase in your area, wherever you're at in the world, whichever's the cheapest, go with it. Okay, it's up to you. I myself, I use the olive oil, the virgin olive oil. So you want to pour that over the flowers until the jar is full, and then you infuse it the slow way. You put it in a cool, dark place, put it in your cabinet or something, and leave it in there for 4 to 6 weeks. And then you can strain it, and then you can use it when you need it. Okay, very simple. To say, if you need to keep rewinding this and write it down, go for it. The uses for it also, like on the oil, to use on your skin. You can use it also for muscle cramps and sore muscles. Now the salve, when you make the salve, you will need it to already be infused as the oil. So you're going to use the infusion oil to make that into a salve. So if you plan on making the salve, make the infusion oil first. So to make the salve, you're going to use the oil, the infused oil, okay? So this goldenrod oil and salve are used to rub over muscle aches and pains, and can also be used as an all-purpose healing salve for things like scraped elbows, chapped lips, minor scratches, things like that. The ingredients for it is actually really two ingredients. which one is the infused oil, and 2 will be beeswax. So you would be using 100 grams. That would be 3.5 ounces of the infused oil with 14 grams of beeswax. That would be 0.5 ounces of the beeswax. Okay, so you place the oil and the beeswax in a canning jar or a heat-proof container. Set the jar down into a saucepan containing a few inches of water, forming a makeshift double boiler. Place the pan over medium to low heat until the beeswax is melted. Okay, if you used a small canning jar, I had one here earlier. I probably moved it. I don't know where it is now, but okay, so if you use a small canning jar for melting the beeswax, you can use it for storing the salve also. Okay, and the recipe will fill 3 2 fluid ounce tins. That's what it will make, the recipe that I just gave you. So 100 grams of the infused oil and 14 grams of the beeswax. So when it's all said and done, that makes 3 of the 2 fluid ounce tins. Okay. Now, I want to say thank you for watching, and put in the comments if you make it or if you buy it. How do you use it? How do you use each one? Be specific on which one you're referring to and how you use it. Okay? Thank you and have a great day.